Hi, this is Lisa from Wild Eye Embroidery. I'm going to show you how to do some hearts using the French knot stitch. So for this one I'm starting out with a deeper red and moving into a pale pink, and then there's quite a bright pink in the middle. So there are two ways of doing this. What we will do for the two methods is do your outlines first. So we're going to come across here and do our pattern. Then we'll move into the middle and then right in the centre. Now you can just do the outline stitches, and I'll show you that on the screen now. Or if you want a bit more practice with the French knots, you can fill the whole piece in the way I have today. So we'll get started. So for today's project I'm going to sew with 4 strands of embroidery floss. If you're not sure how to do this, you can separate 6 strands into individual strands, and I have a separate tutorial on my channel that will show you how to do this if you need a little help with this. So I'm going to start dead centre at the bottom of the pattern. It is best to come to the outside of your tracing marks when you're doing French knots. So I'm going to wrap 3 times, so turn 3 times. And put your needle down very close to your stitch, but not the same hole, otherwise all the stitches will just pull through. The key to this is to make sure you hold your thread until the very last minute, and that will give you a nice tight knot. Now, doing the French knot stitch is far easier if you're able to use both your hands. If you have to hold the hoop, it is a lot trickier because you have to set it down on your work surface every time, and that will slow you down. So if you are able to, and if you have one, do try and use an embroidery stand. It is a heck of a lot easier and quicker. When you're doing French knots, it is very easy to get knots and tangles on the back of your hoop. So what you'll see me doing quite a bit is checking with my other hand, and I'll put it onto the hoop quite a bit. And even before I start every stitch, if I can feel any tangles there, or I know my embroidery floss hasn't pulled through, I can fix it there and then without having to do all my work. So don't forget, it's a really good idea to keep your other hand underneath as much as you can and check what's going on underneath. So I'm going to make a start on the second row of stitches, so this time I'll be coming round this side of the pattern. And to do the first stitch, I like to come right down to the edge of that pattern and start here. And if you get to the end and you're a little bit tight for space, remember you can do less knots. So for this one I'm just going to do turn twice instead of 3 times, just so it's not too bulky in the corner. Okay, time to get the last colour started. And I'm using a bright pink for this one. So if you want to carry on and finish all the blank areas with French knots, carry on and watch the rest of the video. If you see any wee tiny gaps, don't be afraid to go back and fill them, but use less twists. I'll just do 2 knots for this one. Okay, now when you've finished, just have a wee look and make sure all your stitches are lying flat, and make sure you've no little gaps or anything, because now's the time to take care of them. Okay, now that we have all the stitching finished, I have decided to swap this into a painted pink hoop. I do have a separate tutorial on that if you want to know how to do it, but it's very simple. It's just 2 coats of acrylic paint followed by a coat of Mod Podge. I've now finished off the back of my hoop. To do this, I have cut a little piece of fleece and put it in the middle, and then gallered my stitches. There is a tutorial on my channel if you want to see how to do this. Now, just to finish this off, I'm going to use some red ribbon, and I'll put that through so it can be hung up by that. And I'll tie a bow. And then I like to pull the bow down until it gets towards the end. Then I'll just snip those ends off. If you cut them at an angle, it helps to prevent any fraying. And there we have it, all ready to hang up. At the end of the video, it would be brilliant if you click the like button, and please subscribe to my channel so that you can see my latest videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.